Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I am going to be showing you some fun recipes. I've gotten some very recent requests and they all are pretty similar. One is budget-friendly meals. I have you covered. The second is starch solution meals. So those are plant-based meals without oil, essentially. There's more to it and I'll talk about that. And then the third is going to be meals with produce from the garden or the farmer's market. So all of that is covered in this video. These meals are made to go along with other items that you are eating. So if you are new here, we would love it if you hit that subscribe button. The recipes will be dropped down in the description box down below, and let's get right into today's video. If you are new here, I don't typically eat breakfast foods for breakfast, lunch foods for lunch, and dinner foods for dinner, but a lot of you do, so I'm trying to respect that. We are going to start off with an easy breakfast. I have some diced potatoes here. I just bake a 5-pound bag at the beginning of the week, and I take from them throughout the week. As a plant-based eater, this is just an easy, smart thing to do for my kitchen. I have some diced onions, diced bell pepper, and spinach. And then for the dip, I'm all about sauces and dips. I don't know about y'all, but it's just my favorite part of the meal. I have some white beans and an avocado. The starch solution is done in so many different ways. A lot of people do it a lot of different ways and for different reasons. I start out with weight loss. That's my biggest thing here. I'm still trying to lose baby weight and get toned up, but the mental clarity that this gives me when I take out oil is amazing. Honestly, you just have to try it to understand it. But right now I am frying everything in my pan with a water saute, and that's pretty typical of the starch solution. It is up for debate whether you should be using any source of fats. Essentially, you are a high carb, low fat diet when you're doing this. So I am using a half of an avocado. I don't eat a whole avocado a day. There are many different sources of healthy fats that you could be using, but I do consume healthy fats, and I have seen results with weight loss. So I am putting my white beans in here. They are rinsed and drained. I'm going to put the avocado, and I did put some fresh basil from the garden. I'm going to put a sprinkle of garlic and then just a little bit of water, and I blend it up, and this makes a really delicious white bean dip. This is going to be the final plate. I ended up adding a little bit of ketchup here, some salt and pepper to taste. You can add some green onion if you want to garnish, but on the top I have a dollop of that dip. That dip will last me for about 3 days. And then I did want to show you I have some left over, so you could take an optional step here and make it into something different. If you wanted something more filling, I keep it pretty light because I run in the morning, but you could take a tortilla. I will type my favorite brand because I forget right now on the screen that is oil-free and semi-good for you. Honestly, I have just been making my own, and I just put a little bit of avocado oil in the pan. It doesn't really affect anything too bad here, and that's what gives it that crispiness. But you add some extra spinach in here, and then you just roll it into a burrito. I like this way just because you can add some extra greens, but like I said, it can be a bit filling before a run, so just depends on how you want to go about this. I wanted to give you a second way to prepare this though. Next up is a lunch idea. I am currently making this batch for the family, so I am having some vegan mayo that has oil in it, but I'm going to drop down in the description a new recipe I tried. I'm so excited. It is a oil-free version of mayo. Does it taste like mayo? No, but it has some pretty simple, clean ingredients, and it really works for this dish. If you wanted to, you could leave out the mayo and just use all mustard, but you need chickpeas, relish, mayo, an apple, green onions, and curry powder. I make this all the time. I'm sure you've seen it. Perhaps you're sick of it, but I eat this every week. I truly do. It is chickpea tuna salad. You're chopping everything up here and you are just adding that mayo and mustard to taste. It is essentially a take on tuna salad. You could dip celery in here. You could do cucumber. I found some saltine crackers that are whole wheat. They don't have any oil in them, but they do have a few different items that I'm just unsure of. When I don't know an ingredient, I try and look it up, and sometimes it's a little scary. So I haven't looked it up, but I had a few crackers with this, and I feel like the kids enjoyed it. They were a little iffy on the crackers, so I don't know. Keep it with cucumbers and celery, and try that oil-free form of mayo if you are doing the starch solution to lose weight. It's pretty tasty, and it has a creaminess to it, and it definitely has that tang. I add a secret ingredient of lemon juice. So I did want to add this in here, although it does contain oil. I did want to mention, in case you are new here, I say it a bunch, but if you don't eat a plant-based diet, which a lot of you don't, and that's totally fine. Instead of using chickpeas, use your classic tuna. Maybe you do want to try out the chickpeas and you're not a fan of the vegan mayo, use your regular mayo. Definitely add whatever you want to these. A hard-boiled egg would be nice in here if you wanted to, but the idea is to just swap one or two ingredients out to make it a little bit healthy on yourself. I'm trying to have these recipes be adapted by everyone who watches me. So give it a try. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Next recipe is a tried and true. I'm sure you've seen versions of this on the channel. It is a fridge clean out fried rice. My husband hates that I call it that, but we're gonna go with it. We do have just a bunch of vegetables in there. We have some frozen broccoli from last year's garden. We have asparagus, and we have some pineapple. We have a cup and a half of instant rice, some soy sauce, and then a cup and a half of water. I saute this with some garlic with the lid on, and this is how it comes out. When I first heard about the starch solution, it was because I Googled a diet that you could eat a bunch of food on. I have a huge appetite, and now that I've been exercising consistently, it has just become even more and more. So I was excited to know that on the starch solution, I can eat as much as I want and feel good still, not feel too full. And that was really important to me. I had 2 helpings of this, and then I also had 2 helpings for the next day's lunch. I topped it with some cucumbers, green onions, and then some of my sriracha mayo. All I did was add a dollop of sriracha, extra garlic to my oil-free mayo, and went about my day. The kids love this one too, but if you wanted to adapt it to the family, you could add some salmon on here or whatever you want. This is a recipe reel that I did on Instagram, but I needed to add it in here. If you don't follow me, head on over there. We're a fun time. I do a lot of reels on there. We're doing a smoky sweet summer pasta salad. I have some pasta in there, corn, bell pepper, a dollop of mayo. I have mustard. I have some liquid smoke. I have some vinegar, agave, and tomato, and I mixed that together. I know that was fast. That's how Instagram goes, though. I topped it with fresh basil, and I will type everything in the description box. It was delicious. Next recipe is a fail that turned into my now favorite recipe. It is so good. Stick with me. We have an eggplant. It was 50 cents at my Kroger. Yay. It is organic. I attempted to make them into fries, and I wanted to do a fried green tomato while I'm here. I'm trying two different ways. I'm doing my typical like batter fried fried green recipe, and then I wanted to do a tempura batter with the starch solution. You're not deep frying things, so that is why I will just give you a glimpse into the future. The tempura batter didn't work, so I'm starting off with 3 plates, one with plain flour, the other with, I will show you in a second, and then the third with regular flour and some seasoning. So into this bowl here, I'm adding 2 teaspoons of flax, and I'm essentially making a flax egg. If you are doing this non-plant-based, add an egg to this and it will work out just fine. I have a little bit of baking powder there, maybe a half teaspoon, not sure. I will type everything out for you. And then into this bowl, I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of regular flour and then a little bit of oat milk. You could use regular milk if you are non-plant-based here. Oh my goodness, something is happening outside. I apologize for the revving. Oh, the neighbors. Okay, I'm gonna whisk this together here. I'm just getting everything combined and everything organized so I can dunk into the flour, dunk into the middle dredge bowl here, and then dunk back into some flour. I think this way worked the best, but you will see that I tried a different way. If you have an air fryer, this would work. I do have an air fryer. I do, but didn't feel like getting it out. There's a lot happening in the kitchen this night. So as you can see, I stopped halfway there and I ended up adding just a half can of this LaCroix. So many people tell me I say it wrong and I don't know because so many people say it differently. I don't know. Does it matter? I don't think it does. Anyways, I'm just mixing everything here and I'm going to add in each vegetable. Like I said, don't oven bake this like I did. Air fry it, or if you're not on the starch solution, deep fry it. We are baking at 425 for around 20 to 25 minutes, and you will see when it comes out where the fail happened. So it's not crispy, it's kind of limp and flimsy. Nobody likes that. Anyways, the floured ones are still edible. It's too much flour. Maybe, I don't know, not do the last step. I feel like I've made these before on the channel. I don't know what was going on. My mind was somewhere else, but I always like to include real life for you and show you that I don't like food waste. I get questions all the time, or rather accusations, saying that there's no possible way that I save all this food. Well, let me tell you, friend, I do, because it bothers me to waste food. So what we did was take all the ones that we tempura battered, and I put it into my food processor. I'm adding some Italian seasoning, a little bit of garlic powder, and a splash of water. The goal is to make an eggplant patty, kind of like a eggplant parmesan. That is what the flavor is. That's the inspiration. Some of you may say, like, why not make baba ganoush? I can't do that because there's flour in this, so it just would not be a tasty dip. It would be sticky, and it's just gone too far in that process, so that won't work. So my next best idea, make it into some sort of patty. You could make this into a meatball, a fritter. Maybe you have some more ideas, drop them in the comments below. but I do have this consistency. I am adding 2 tablespoons of blue corn masa. I got it at the farm market. I love it. It's just blue cornmeal. And then I'm going to form them into patties, bake them at 400 for around 15 to 20 minutes. You can flip halfway. I didn't, and they turned out crispy and delicious. I made 2 for the kids and put mozzarella on top of them with a little bit of marinara. I will drop my recipe for an oil-free marinara, but I just have the Rouse on here for the kids. It is just so delicious. If you are opting for oil in this diet, I would suggest a non-seed oil. That's just my opinion though. Alright everyone, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you got some inspiration to cook some budget-friendly, healthy meals for you and yours. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye y'all!
On the road, headed back to New Orleans, driving in the country past old-timey scenes. Big birds were singing in the tall willow trees, mighty fine. 3 words written on a paper bag: I miss you, was written in a message in black, thrown in a van 2,000 miles back, a better time. And how many souls and times that I've told of places that I'd wanna be, and how many days when I could have stayed instead of just getting up to leave and giving